Hey everybody, it's OmniDog here. OmniDog with Omnibros Live. Only right now it's Omnibro Live because Gabe's coming back from a movie and isn't here yet. What's the deal? I don't know. It's okay because I have a ton of my own stuff to show. Tonight we're doing hauls and what we've read and previews for the coming week. So, what do you want first? Hauls or reads? Let's do what I hauled. I hauled hard. I hauled often. So let's start with something different. Aren't books that I got. The first is something Mitchell O'Brien, a mod on the Omnibus Collectors comic swap and community page from Down Under. He's the big thunder from Down Under. He told me to get the album Reality Check because it is a great original soundtrack, and it is great. It comes on colored vinyl, as all really cool soundtracks should. So you can get a peek at that. It's really good synthesizer music. Unfortunately, it's out of print, so I had to pay $40. If you see it in a record store or find it online for like around $40, that's a pretty good deal because I've seen it for even a lot more than that. Okay, so that was Reality Check. That's the first thing I picked up. That's non-omnibus related. Here's something that's really cool. We've got, whoops, I lost myself. There we go. I've got a Usagi Yojimbo figure from Stan Sakai, and it's got a really cool sketch in it. There's the figure, and there's the sketch. You can even see the pencil markings from when he roughed it out. This is an artist proof, and it's really cool. So that's one thing I got. It's really cool. I will be placing it up on the Usagi shelf. Let's see if I can not damage it right now. Let's see, for what I bought, rather, we got some cool stuff this week. When I say we, I mean me and my other personalities. I got a recommendation to get all new Wolverine. So I got all the all new Wolverine I could. There's number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So that's really cool. I was excited to hear that that was a good series because I'll give that a read really quick. Sadly, here's the last volume of Superwoman. I'm bummed out, but I guess I'm going to be glad that it got printed at all. So here's what this looks like. And then I got volume 2 of a I really like this book, Insects. This is volume 2. It's got great art. Check this out. I'm going to need to reread volume 1 because it's been so long since I've had it, but it's got great art and a great story. So as you can see, this is well illustrated with a really cool story. Maybe this is something I'll review because it's, who's it even from? Aftershock. So that's that'd be a good obscure book for me to review. Oh, there's Make Havoc. How's it going, dude? Tolga is in the chat. Tolga, how you doing, buddy? Of course, my buddy from Stockton, Matt Miranda, is in the chat. BFF. How's it going? Okay, let's see. Here's something else I got. Why don't I open this up and we can see some of the artwork in it. There's Furcon. How's it going, dude? So the first book, first oversized hardcover I got, Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm really pumped. Let's take a look at some of this cool art. When is the show starting? It's starting right now. It's me right now. It's Omnibroslive. Gabe's going to join in a second. So, as you can see, the art is awesome on this. Fantastic. I got the first trade and I was hooked. This collects Doctor Strange 1 through 10 and Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic. That's right. This is all Jess all the time. There we go. So that's Doctor Strange. Yeah, Chris Bachalo. That's right. He's awesome. Next, Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland. We should open this up too. So, and when I say, why do I keep saying we? It's only me. Come on, you. Okay, let's go to a different book. Green Arrow number 4, Rebirth. So far, Green Arrow's been way interesting. I really liked the first book that I read of Green Arrow, so I got 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, Green Arrow is great. Let me try and open again. It's not going well. Jesse, say what? Is that question directed to me? How many books you read in a week? Or is that to somebody else in the chat? I'm gonna break another tooth here. This is what I read this week. Jesse, say what? I read that stack of books. So it was a pretty trade paperback heavy week. This is about twice what I normally read, but I burned through all this week so I could do a video on it. Okay, let's see. I think I got Fairyland opened. What happened? Yeah. Okay. Take a look at this I Hate Fairyland and see the great art and see what the extras are. Here's some of that Scotty Young artwork. Fluff that guy. So we've got great artwork, great story. Everybody loves this book. I can't think of a single person who doesn't. Let's see what kind of extras there are. Starting with variant covers. These are some of the various covers. Look at that cover. That's funny. A bag of feet. Let's see what else is in here. There's issue number 6 script. And there's some artwork that goes with each page of the script. So, yeah, there's a lot of art that goes with the script. So that's cool. But that's really about it for extras, the script. And here's I Hate Fairyland concept art. So that's pretty good for extras. But here's some more of that great art. I got to read this and review it. It's awesome. Then one of my sleeper hits, Rocket Girl. This is number 2. So I'll need to reread number 1 so I can get up to speed on number 2. But I remember reviewing number 1 and I really enjoyed it. Is there an intro? Which numbers are included? Just a sec. Is there an intro? No. There's no intro, but it is, let's see, I Hate Fairyland 1 through 10. 1 through 10. There's no intro or outro. So yeah, Rocket Girl is great. I highly recommend picking up 1 and 2 of Rocket Girl. I got a lot of good stuff this week. I'm excited to read Rocket Girl. Some old school greatness, Suicide Squad, Book 7, John Ostrander. So here's all the probably 90s or 80s, whatever it was. I guess it was in the 90s. Let's see when this was originally printed. Yeah, 91. It's very 90s looking to me. Okay. And here's a creepy one. I know nothing about this other than it's really creepy, and it's written by Donnie Cates, who's hot. Baby teeth. And by hot, I mean he's a hot writer, not hot good looking, because I don't know anything about how he looks. So here's Baby Teeth. And Donnie Cates, I need to download and read the latest Thanos book that he's on, because he is apparently killing it on the first issue of Thanos that he did. Ooh, that's grisly. What's going on in this book? And highly recommended from Matthew Sibley, Black Bolt. Black Bolt tells the story of Black Bolt in prison. What's the deal? I don't know, but this book is supposed to be fantastic, so I'm up for reading it. Thanos is really good. The first 12 issues were by Jeff Lemire, and then issue 13 is apparently fantastic by Donnie Cates. Riley wants me to read it, so he has somebody to talk to about it, so I need to download it and read it. But this is Black Bolt. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, the artwork is exquisite in this. You're right. People are saying that Black Bolt series is amazing. Cool. That's a good question. Can you jump straight into 13? Riley said you could, but that it's worth reading 1 through 12 just because Lemire's writing is so good that it's worth reading 1 through 12. But he said you could jump into 13. I'm going to download 1 through 13 and read them. Yeah, I'm going to read Lemire's stuff too. So when are you planning to do Marvel Cosmic stuff? Ha! You're right. My read through got hijacked by Rebirth. I haven't been able to read the Cosmic stuff, but maybe once I'm done with Rebirth, I'll be able to, because I'm kind of caught up on Hellboy. I've read an awful lot of Hellboy, so I can pause on that. Then I got Batgirl, Birds of Prey, because I love Batgirl and I love the Birds of Prey. So this is cool.
What up, Jess?
What up, dude? Let's see. Do I need to click on you twice?
No, I'm here. I'm talking, so.
No, but to get your picture to show up. Yeah. I got your picture to show up.
Yay! Everybody needs to see me.
Yeah. Let me make sure you're showing up. Okay, Gabe is in the house.
All right, now the party can start.
Now the party can start.
Thanks for covering up for me, Jess.
No problem. What'd you go see?
My friend Dahmer.
That's a movie?
Yeah, they made it into a movie just recently.
Did it start out as a graphic novel?
Yeah, it did. It's based on a true story about Jeffrey Dahmer's friend and his relationship with Jeffrey Dahmer through high school.
How was the movie?
It's excellent. It's really good. It's not. It feels a lot. How do I say it? It doesn't feel like a long movie, but it's a long movie. But it's interesting like the whole way through.
Did you read the graphic novel?
No,
Okay.
but now I want to buy it.
Yeah, I haven't read it either.
Yeah, I mean, I flipped through it. I've seen it before and so much, but I've never, I never really picked it up and read it. Because all the times I've seen it, I just wasn't into that kind of indie art.
Right.
But I think I've kind of, my taste has expanded and grown. I think I could deal with that kind of indie art now and not be offended by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost done with what I bought, so your timing's actually perfect. Oh, Dave K just told a nasty Jeffrey Dahmer joke. What does Jeffrey Dahmer keep in his bathroom? Head and shoulders.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that's rough. I got Junji Ito's Shiver, which is a collection of his short stories. I read Uzumaki and was completely creeped out, so I decided to go for it and get some more of his stuff. This is what his art looks like. This is what it looked like in Uzumaki. So I have no idea what's going on. I just bought this because I thought it looked cool based on what was going on in Uzumaki. So it's a collection of short stories. And then I got the 3 books that everybody else got. Captain America by Mark Waid.
Oh, that's going to be my next purchase, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. People talked me into that. I wasn't really going to get it. I don't know if I can't lift this with one hand. Kirby Fourth World.
That thing is gnarly, dude. That thing is great.
I'm going to have to relax the binding on this like 5 times.
No, that's a fact. So I mean, I'll talk about it because but the binding on that does need to get relaxed a little bit.
Are you going to show it?
Yeah. I mean, that's part of my haul too. But I mean, I'm not.
Okay, good. Okay, good. No, that's fine. I want to see stuff because mine's still sealed. I also got X-Men Classic, which is actually something I've really been looking forward to. I want to read all the X-Men Omnis plus this alongside it. They really took great care and great pains in setting this up. So I saw something on the Omnibus group. A guy from Marvel was talking about how they really took great pains to make this really readable and go alongside the classic X-Men books. I'm sorry, the X-Men books by Claremont. So, yeah, that's what I got. That's the end of my haul.
All right.
5 minutes, so.
Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah, so I told you that's why I went ahead and started. You'd just be sitting there anyway.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second. I'm sending a text.
Okay.
Hey Jess, I know you don't have pull boxes anywhere, comic book wise. But do you know what Third Eye Blind does for pull box customers, like discounts or anything like that?
I actually do have a pull box with them.
Well, then, all right.
I believe they give you a 10% discount, and they've also got a point system where however much you spend accumulates points, and once you get to say 100 points, then you can get 20% off your purchase. So that's
Okay.
what I usually do. I usually use 20% off. If I had saved up all my points, I could have had dinner with like John Byrne or something crazy, some great, or Scott Snyder or something. If I had saved up all my points to get to 10,000 points, I could have gone to dinner with those guys and Scott Snyder. But I decided the 20% off was what I really wanted.
Well, that's cool. I've been talking about discounts for stores and stuff like that. I call it every store in town, and nobody gives discounts really anymore. It must be a dying trend.
Oh, do you guys give discounts?
Yeah, we do 15 off new, or I'm sorry, 10 off books, 20 off trades, and we're thinking of maybe this is a secret, but we might be bumping it up to compete with people more.
Oh, good.
Nobody gives discounts, so I mean, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out, but it's weird. Nobody gives discounts.
Huh. I would think that that's why that would help get you a loyal customer to give discounts to pull boxes.
They must be going to these stores for some other reason. I don't know.
Huh.
But anyways, I only got the one book this week. I kind of talked about it on Thursday's show. Give me a second. I need to put on my my waist belt so I don't fucking pull my back out lifting this thing up. So just like Jess, I also did get the Kirby Fourth World Omnibus. And yeah, as Jess was saying, this thing is incredibly heavy. When I was driving home and I bought this, and then I went to the grocery store and bought groceries. And I hit traffic, so I had to slam on my brakes really hard. And all the groceries fell off my seat, but this thing did not move whatsoever. So this thing is crazy. I do have a video up on my channel if anybody's interested in seeing a more in-depth look on like the paper quality, the binding, the contents, and all that kind of cool stuff too. But I know, Jess, you said you wanted to see something yourself, right?
Yeah, sure. Go show us some stuff. And there was a question about the binding, what the binding's like once it's fully opened.
Yeah. So I can show you guys that now, I guess. Kind of clear this up a little bit. So here's the front of the book.
Oh, neat.
Spine is beautiful. I love this Jack Kirby image that DC's been using on all their Jack Kirby projects.
That's awesome.
Like I secretly want to get that as a tattoo, but don't tell anybody. I think it's badass. I would totally get that tattooed on me. So here's the back. One of my favorite things is on the front. It has written and drawn by Jack Kirby. And these big old, just beautiful lettering. And then Roy down here at the bottom, inked by Vince Coletta. Just secretly quiet. Because Vince Coletta is a motherfucker.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah. You don't know about him? You haven't heard the stories about Vince Coletta?
No, nothing.
It depends on how much of a Kirby enthusiast you are. But Vince Coletta is known for being a very quick inker. That's why he was doing on a lot of projects with Kirby. Deadlines like nobody else. But what he was also doing, as I would have to assume, as just, brother needs a check and, deadlines need to be met, a lot of the Kirby backgrounds, just so he didn't have to ink them to make the process go that much faster. So he has faith Kirby original. Oh, he erased a lot of Kirby artwork, like backgrounds, and trees, and extra people and stuff like that, just to kind of make the inking process go a little faster.
Oh shit! I never heard that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff online. There's a lot of comparisons of what the originals look like versus the inks and how he erased everything and stuff like that. So
that's tragic.
Yeah, it's terrible. So binding, it is sewn binding. I don't know if I can get. It's hard to hold this because it's so big.
Yeah.
And then when you open it, I haven't relaxed it more than once, but this is like I'm hiding behind Trump's wall right here. Like I look like a Titan. Here, it does lay pretty flat. Here's the binding once you open it.
Omar, what's up, home cheese?
Yo, what up,
Hey,
Omar?
what's up, guys? I just heard Gabe say that it's so hard to hold because it's so big. I assume he is not talking about the Fourth World Omnibus.
Well, coincidentally, that's what I call my dick.
Okay, that's the Fourth World Omnibus.
Yeah.
Nice. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. Just doing our hauls, and people had questions about the Fourth World Omnibus, about my dick's binding. So, showing that. So yeah, man, it fully opens. I mean, it's still bound together pretty well. It does have an eye hole, so I mean, it's put together well. There is.
Yeah, there is a little eye hole there.
Yeah, just the way I'm holding it, I'm pushing it back in. But there is an eye hole, and it's held together still very well. There is. Let me find a page. There's really no gutter loss at all. All the artwork and lettering is there. The only time you really find any kind of gutter loss or like loss of artwork is 2-page spreads are really tight. Like they're all crammed in there pretty deep.
Yeah, I saw your video. You almost talked me into buying something that I shouldn't.
You should buy it though. What are you talking about?
I don't know. How's the story? How's the read? I've never read any of those Fourth World books.
The read is pretty good. It's actually like a lot of like historical DC stuff in there. It's really a great read. Some of it's a little thick and hard to kind of get through. You kind of have to struggle with. Like some of the Forever People stuff is a little boring. And this is going to sound a little sacrilegious, but it's a fact. Kirby's dialogue is not the best. It's a little janky. But outside of that, I mean, if you're
Kirby was he's the author, he's the writer and artist.
Kirby did everything except ink and erase his own work. That was Vince Coletta.
Oh, that's cool. He did his own colors too.
I don't know about the coloring. I doubt that part. I'm sorry, but you know the real artwork he did.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
I'm sorry, the line work, I should say.
I know very little about the Fourth World, honestly. All I know is like the New Gods characters and the things that came afterwards. I know nothing of the Kirby actual storyline.
Oh no, I'm looking at the content and it says story and art by Kirby. I don't see anything in here for colors. Maybe the colors didn't get credit, or maybe Kirby did color it. I don't know. I think that's a little too much work for Kirby to do.
Jess, did you end up picking it up?
I did, yeah.
Did you? Okay.
He drew out his back too, picking it up.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can show you some back exercises for that.
Whoa. Good, I need them.
I've heard that line before.
Yeah, in prison. Yeah, so I'm still on the fence, even though it's 50% off for I guess one more day. It would be what? It's $150, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, Christmas time, $150. I don't know.
But it's only $75 if you get it before tomorrow.
And look how it's thick.
No, it's nice. Yeah, I was like I said, I saw your review. Did Jess already go through all his books, like when he bought half of In Stock Trades last week?
Yeah, dude, I was able to go watch a movie and come back.
Did you? Okay. I saw him talking earlier, and I'm like, oh man, Jess is by himself, and he's like, I bought this, and I bought this, I bought this, and I'm like, I don't think I bought.
Minutes of the show by myself with what I bought this week.
Awesome. No, people like that, man. Well, people like to see what you bought. People went out and bought all those books you recommended, Irredeemable, and what was your number one pick? I saw that in a lot of places.
My
the independent book
or something.
My favorite thing is Monsters.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick up that book. I saw it on not because of your recommendation, but because I saw it on some legit list.
Oh, it's like a legit list. Motherfucker.
Omar.
Yeah, it was IGN.com, like by some 15-year-old intern. He wrote a list of best credit.
Yeah, they have more cred than I do.
I read this year.
The guy got 30,000 hits on his YouTube channel. I mean, he's got. I'm sure that counts for something. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out, especially when you were showing the pictures of the actual notebook art and things like that. I think that's really cool, and the premise sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was really an excellent read. I really dug it.
So what else did you get, Gabe, or did Fourth World break you?
That was it for Omnibus. I also picked up Batman Annual #2.
Getting singles, you just can't help it, can you?
And Rocco's Modern Life #1.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So
yeah.
When we get
How
into,
was that?
When we get into what you read, we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't want to step over anybody or get into the "What did you read?" segment without it, it being its time. But
there's Gio in the chat. Gio, what up, home pizza?
What up, Gio? Hey, Gio, welcome to the 19th century with your new power.
You know, it's an actual guy on like a power cycle giving him Wi-Fi power right now, and he's using it to watch this
Pedaling
show.
away.
Yeah. Thanks, Gio. That's awesome. Signal on his phone.
Oh, Matt Miranda, I see you're in the chat, but I just mailed out your Batman Annual 2 today. You should get it in 2 days. I mailed it 2-day priority or whatever.
I have that pulled from Third Eye Comics. Is that hard to find now?
It was sold out before, and it was sold out on a second printing before it hit comic book stores.
Oh, I better go down and pick that up.
What's the big deal with that story? Is that does she say yes or no? Is that what it is?
No. That's much later. This is the first times they meet, and a lot more that's going to be super spoilery, and I don't want to say it, but yeah, it's basically their entire relationship. It's really beautiful. It's a great story. It's right up there with Mr. Miracle #1 as my favorite single issue of the year for sure.
Really?
Yes, okay. Just trust me, you will absolutely love it. It's literally a game of cat and mouse with their relationship, and you'll understand what I mean by that. But we'll talk about it after you read it. It's great.
Okay, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
What did you read? Did you haul anything? Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying also since it's annual, nobody orders or picks up annuals, so the print run on it was pretty small.
Well, it's an expensive book, I assume, right? Like more than $2.99 or $3.99. I assume it's what, $5.99.
It's a $4.99 book, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody orders annuals. I mean, people have missed amazing stories like Atlantis Attacks, the first appearance of Extreme, Adam X.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
The first appearance of Loose Cannon. These are just shitty characters I remember in Gambit's semi-real appearance.
Yeah,
was
Gambit's first real appearance is in an annual.
Annual 14, was it? 14 or 16. Yeah. The one with the Ahab, the Days of Future Present storyline. Yeah, because it came out like right before Uncanny 266. And like real comic collector, people that are trying to collect comics are ran out and got it like a couple years ago when they found out that was actually the real appearance of Gambit.
Yeah, he's in like one giant group shot. He doesn't talk. He's just kind of just there in the background.
Yeah, I think he's on the cover too.
No, he's not on the cover.
No, he's not. Okay.
So yeah, that's what I hold. Sorry, I also got a giant bag of Takis.
Did you get anything this week, Omar?
I did, because of you. I ordered the Manara Erotic Volume 3. I got the Captain America coming in. That should be in sometime this week. The Mark Waid one. Mm-hmm. And there was something else. Oh, the I Hate Fairyland, the Scotty Young hardcover. I went with the DCBS black hardcover. I kind of like her facial expressions in that one better.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
The pink one, but it hasn't come in because holiday season. But I think that's it. because the Don Rosa box set was pushed back. I heard a nasty rumor that it's going to be January now. So box set 7 and 8 might be in January when it comes out instead of this month, which sucks. That means that I will have no new Don Rosa, Uncle Scrooge, and Donald Duck comics this year. But yeah, that's about it.
How about reads? Did you read anything, Omar?
I did. So because of you, this is I do listen to you, Jess.
Thank you.
I fell in love with this book. I freaking loved it. I told my wife to read it because, like I said, it's a great read, and I think just the season and stuff. The Origin of Santa Claus. I mean, you got to read it. Yeah, I found it at a Half Price Books, and it was like I think it cost me like $9.
Nice.
Because I had a coupon for 40% off of their $15 price, and I'm not good at math, so it might have been less than $9. But yeah, I freaking loved it. I thought it was awesome. I liked how it kind of reminded me like the setting of medieval, like maybe like a little bit like Berserk, and then it didn't really seem like your typical Grant Morrison. It seemed like he was just having fun, kind of like what was that story that he did? Happy. Do you remember Happy? Where he wasn't your typical Grant Morrison, right? He was writing more like Garth Ennis. I think he even commented on ripping Garth Ennis off on purpose, and he got his own damn TV show out of it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
But I really like it. And then I read about half of this, the Power Rangers Year 1, and. Right. Like I said, pleasantly surprised. Didn't think I would give a crap about Power Rangers, but it's actually been pretty good. And then I cut this open the other day. This is my custom bound of Batman and the Outsiders, the crappy series, right before. Was it right before? Yeah, it was right before Final Crisis when everything got I'm sorry, right before Flashpoint. So I had this custom bound. This is the entire Batman.
Oh, nice.
Outsiders, along with a couple of stories that were never ever reprinted anywhere, like this one right here, which is the Brad Meltzer's actual final issue of Justice League, which is the Last Will and Testament, which finishes out the story of Tara and what's his face, her brother, and it's got awesome artwork by Adam Kubert and Joe Kubert. Yeah, really. I'm surprised nobody ever collected this during Final Crisis.
Where did you send it to get bound?
Houchin.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where I send all my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm actually currently working on a project. It's been about 2 years since I've been working on this one. It's my Superman post Death and Return. And it's one that not many people will appreciate because nobody really enjoyed those stories. The Triangle years right before Joe Kelly and Jeff Loeb took over. So I'm talking Red and Blue Superman, those kind of crappy stories. Yeah, but I mean they do an amazing job custom binding these things. And then
they really do.
And I make I do my own cover and.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, little Photoshop, Mm-hmm. I don't do anything too crazy like Kirk used to do, or some of the guys in the group. But I dabble in it a little bit. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. These stories weren't that great. It started off with some of Chuck Dixon stuff, and then right off the bat, Chuck Dixon got kind of fed up after like issue 11, and he kind of just walked away. And actually, Dan Didio ended up finishing out the series. But yeah, that's what I kind of been reading. What about you guys? What have y'all been reading?
I think Gabe's still eating, so I'll go ahead and tell you what I've been reading.
Okay.
I just did a vid today.
Yes, and I'm definitely picking up the one-shots of Claws, too.
Yeah, I need to have the latest one pulled for me at Third Eye.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's no problem. I read the 5 volumes of Postal, which were excellent. I did a video on them, and I raved about it. I love Postal. And I can show you a little bit of the artwork there.
Yeah, I remember you showing us these before. Now these
Yeah.
haven't been collected in hardcover, have they?
No, not yet. So that's Postal, and a part of that, it's set in Eden, Wyoming, and so they call it the Edenverse because Think Tank and the Tithe are also interconnected with a little bit with Postal, but mostly with each other. You can read Postal by itself and have no problem, but if you pick up Think Tank, you may want to think about picking up Tithe, although they can all be read alone. Think Tank does cross over a little bit with the Tithe, but they're excellent. This is Think Tank, and it's about, you'd love it, Omar. It's about a hacker that I'm sorry, it's about a technology expert, a prodigy that works for the government creating weapons that kill, and the guy's research is insane. The writer Matt Hawkins, the research he does to back up all his stories is crazy. He lists all his sources, but all these weapons and people and crazy assassination plots and stuff, all this stuff is backed up with his research, and it is a rip-roaring ride. I loved Think Tank. And the guy, he has a change of heart and decides he doesn't want to kill anymore, to create inventions that kill. And it's about the government trying to get him to get back on the wagon with him to keep inventing things. And there's double crosses and escapes and amazing surveillance technology and amazing weaponry. They invent a virus that kills by race. The carrier takes it in and can pick out the genes of like particular Chinese people in a room and not kill the host, and that's how some sabotage happens, and there's war and everything. It's great.
That's pretty cool and scary.
Yeah, it's very scary because it all seems like it's really true. And then there's the Tithe that I read. I read 3 volumes of it.
And those are all in the same universe, right?
Right.
Tithe, Post.
Yeah, but they can be read alone, but it's more fun to read them together, but they can definitely be read alone. And the Tithe is a hacker goes after mega churches that are corrupt in this first volume, and she's a hacker that ends up going after the corrupt president of the country, the United States. And it's great. I loved the Tithe. This Matt Hawkins guy, I really like him a lot. He's got all this research that he does and just incredible plot lines, and I just highly recommend it. It's some kind of good.
Have you read the entire series now?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I have. I've read all the Tithe, all Think Tank, and all Postal, and I did a vid on it today.
Are they all over, or are any ongoing?
Let's see. The Tithe, I think Think Tank is done.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Postal's still going, and let's see. I think that the story continues from the Tithe in a book named after one of the protagonist's girlfriends from Think Tank. Wait, let me see what's going on here, because there's a Eden's Fall is the crossover, and that's Eden's Fall is the big crossover, and that's contained in the Tithe Volume 3. So you don't have to buy the crossover like I did. You can just buy the Tithe Volume 3, and Eden's Fall's in it. But this says the story is going to be continued in a book called Mira Sway, Volume 1. And she is the protagonist from Think Tank's girlfriend. Her name's Mira Sway. And so the Tithe continues in Mira Sway, which I assume is a continuation of the Edenverse.
I love how Image has given people that freedom of creating your own world, right? Within worlds. We're not really talking about a pocket universe. Because before, when Image first started, Savage Dragon, Spawn, Wildcats, all those guys were kind of in the same universe. And now it feels like, Walking Dead is obviously in a different universe than even in more think tank and things like that. I think that's really cool. That's a lot of freedom, despite of what the conspiracy theories say about Invincible and Walking Dead being in the same universe and things like that. I think it's really cool that Image is the place to go for independent comics now, to build worlds like that.
Yeah, it is really cool. This guy has to be a really smart guy to.
It sounds like it, the way he's built all that stuff.
Yeah, the way he researches and the way he writes, it's very easy to read, but it's a complicated subject, but it's very easy to read. But he has done a boatload of research for these books, and he includes it all in there so you can look it up yourself. I highly enjoyed all 3 books. I really recommend them to everybody. They are just really fun.
Is all of his research on Tithe about churches being corrupt and keeping all that tax-free money?
Yes. In a word, yes. Let's see. Volume 2 and Volume 1 of the Tithe have a lot of the research points that he used, and it's got about like 20-25 pages worth of research stuff that he did. That's awesome. In Tithe book 2.
Do you know, I mean, just out of curiosity, do you know if that stuff was included in the singles? Did the singles have
the research stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that since I haven't looked at the singles.
That's why I that's just another reason hardcovers and collect editions, because you get that kind of like that.
Steve in the chat is saying that he is smart, that he lives locally and is always at the local cons. Dude is crazy smart. Yeah, I guess so. Is he a good guy, Steve Sanchez? I imagine he's probably a pretty good guy. That's just my guess, because I don't want to think that he's a bad guy.
So Chris says it's in the singles, all that stuff. I can imagine, because I remember like when Criminal and all those books were coming out, Brubaker always keeps that stuff in the singles, things like that. Actually, there's probably more stuff in the singles than there are in the hardcovers when it comes to like Brubaker's comics.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. That's what I was asking too, because sometimes that's a way to lure people into the singles is by putting more, source material stuff in there. I think Butcher Baker, Righteous Maker, had more source material stuff in the singles than it did the hardcovers. I might be wrong, but I know there was something like that going on.
Yeah.
With it too.
Like I said, at least Brubaker, like that's the way his stories are done. He usually likes to compact a lot of those single issues so people get their money's worth and people enjoy the monthly titles.
Cool.
Okay, good. Steve's saying he's a great guy. Meet him.
I haven't read Killed or Be Killed yet. That's the only Brubaker book I have not read. I've read every. Actually, I just went through a readathon of all his stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what my favorite is so far. I think I still like Criminal the best. I fell in love with the character Criminal. At least favorite Brubaker story? Not really, man. They're all solid.
Yeah, they are.
I love Fatale. I love Fate. I mean, they're all different,
Yeah, Fatale and Fade Out are so different, but they're great. I love Fade Out the most.
You can't compare them. They're so good. But I think Criminal is probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Hey, Jess, Make Havoc's asking if you read The God Complex by Matt Hawkins.
I have not. I had not even heard of it yet. Is it a trade or is it a singles? God Complex.
Yeah, I think it's just the first couple single issues are out.
Yeah, Velvet is great. I just highlighted Velvet in my best of 2017 stuff I forgot video today.
It was It was a really good story. I like her character, and I like the mystery behind, who's behind what. But then Brubaker's always really good at that.
Right.
What was the one that he didn't finish? Incognito? Like, he left open for a lot more about the superhero. I like that story, too,
Yeah.
but like it felt like there could be another volume, and I guess because Icon's gone under, maybe he could take it over to Image and finish it up.
Yeah, I just read Incognito earlier this year.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Left a little open-ended.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff that you could fill out a second volume with. And what was the DC one that he did with Grifter and some of the Wildcat guys? It was a Vertigo title. What was it called? Shoot, I've got the Omnibus over there. Sleeper. Thank you, Shorty.
Oh, Sleeper.
Yeah, Sleeper. Yeah, I like that one too. That one was awesome.
I'm glad.
Well, yeah, Grifter was part of the reason why the guy was a sleeper, right? He went undercover.
I haven't read that book in so long, dude. I have the Omnibus too, but I haven't read that in so long.
Yeah, if you used to read like Wildcats for some reason back in the 90s.
Of course I read Wildcats. What do you mean for some reason?
Maybe because you like really bad stories, you actually read them instead of read them. Yeah, you'll recognize a lot. Like Lynch is in it, and Grifter. I can't remember a couple other. I don't think Zealot's in it, but there's a couple other characters that show up from Wildcats in Gen 13.
Maybe Voodoo shows up. She's
some of the Team 7 characters. That's what it was. Some of the Team 7 characters. But Sleeper is solid. I really like that one a lot.
So Team 7, so Deathblow's in it probably. That's cool.
I don't think Deathblow was in it, but yeah. Sleeper was awesome. That's the thing about Brubaker. Brubaker's one of these writers that I've never been disappointed in. That's why I highly recommend the Gotham Central to anybody. Yeah. Because both him and Rucka, oh man, working together on a title, day shift, night shift, amazing stuff. That's some of the best Batman, non-Batman stories ever written.
Agreed.
Is the criminal hardcovers out of stock again on in-stock trades? Or
I think so, yeah.
It never came back into print, though, did it? I thought
they found like a warehouse full of them, and that's where Incognito came from, too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe it's just gone. Maybe that was the last of it, and it's out of print again. Or
yeah, maybe. I think it was just like a month that they had. They had like a month's worth, and that was it.
Yeah, I see Incognito on there still. I need to pick that up. But
maybe
once it's gone, it's gone.
Box of them.
I know how that is.
Let me see. Shorty said he heard complaints about Gotham Central.
It ends abruptly though. That's about the only complaint.
No, it ends because of Infinite Crisis though. It ends because, and then the story of Christmas isn't dealt until, Infinite Crisis 4 or whatever that happens, and then Greg Rucka did that little mini series.
There's nothing bad in that book cannot be made up for. I should put it this way: that Joker story with the snipers makes up for bad that could have ever happened in that series.
All those from the beginning, the story about Mr. Freeze's.
Mr. Freeze, when they find Mr. Freeze in that apartment, forget.
That's brilliant. That book is brilliant. I can't think of anything bad about Gotham Central. It's a wonderful book, and I've seen it on sale a lot. And I have the Ford hardcovers, and I kind of want to trade up and get the Omnibus because I saw it on sale somewhere for like $40.
I remember I wanted the hardcovers, but it was like one. It's fun. It's that same thing with everything where one goes out of print, like volume 2 or 3.
Yeah, volume 2 and 4 I think were impossible to find. But hey, man, the Omnibus is better.
No, I have the Omnibus, so I'm glad I just waited on it. Omni came out. And Omnibus is thick as shit too. That's a big.
You know what, guys? I take it back. I forgot. There is something that Brubaker did that I didn't really quite enjoy, and I totally get why. And it's because it's X-Men. And to me, I think it's really difficult to write X-Men. Like his rise and fall of the Shi'ar Empire was pretty good, but once again the retconning of Deadly Genesis, where there was supposedly a second team of X-Men that went in before the actual second team.
Another second team, yeah.
Yeah, I know that was editorial mandate, but still, I just didn't like those characters. Maybe Darwin, he grew on me because of Peter David, but I did like his Iron Fist, and I did like, of course, Captain America. I thought they were great.
I loved his Iron Fist.
His Iron Fist run with Matt Fraction was solid. But his X-Men, yeah, especially like I said, the rise and fall of the Shi'ar Empire, I thought was good. But I think after that, not that he wrote that much. I think he wrote The Extremist and something else. I can't remember. All the way to like issue 500.
Cool.
I have one of the first things he ever did, a complete low life.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And his Catwoman was awesome. Do you guys remember that run with Darwin Cook?
With Darwin Cook,
I never read it.
Love that. I had to look up some of those characters that hadn't been around in ages that he uses in that book. And of course, he brought back Holly, and yeah, that was a great run.
Cool.
If you can find it, because I think Volume 2 is out of print of the new Brubaker run.
Right. But they just reprinted Volume 1, so they may be getting ready to reprint the other two.
Yeah, good. And yeah, Daredevil was solid. But yeah, X-Men would probably be the one. Not that it was horrible, it was just probably my least favorite Brubaker. And Low Life was awesome.
All right, so does anybody want to see what I read?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you got, man?
So I already talked about Batman Annual 2, but I'll show you guys some artwork inside of it, since that's what we do on this segment. The art is by the great Lee Weeks. It's beautiful stuff. It's like a cleaner Sean Murphy type of art. And like I was saying, this is Batman and Catwoman's first meeting. And we all know they're getting married. So this is just a whole story about their relationship and how it builds up. And literally, like I said, it's a game of cat and mouse of Catwoman continually trying to break into Wayne Manor and leaving little clues and little things behind for Bruce Wayne. So it's just really just cute. It's a cute story about a cute couple. Yeah, I mean, it's all I can really say. I mean, without giving away too much, there's a certain appearance by a certain character. I don't want to say because I don't know if that's going to be a spoiler, because I don't know if this character has ever shown up in Rebirth yet, but there might be something there. There's just beautiful just artwork by Lee Weeks. Like, I love this kissing page. It's great.
Lee Weeks is awesome. It's one of the Kubert graduates. I love his art.
What is he?
Yeah, you can kind of tell by his faces. They have a very unique style.
Yeah. So Lee Weeks does the first 30 pages, and then the last 8 pages is done by Michael Lark, which I really can't show you because it's all spoilers probably. So I don't really want to get into that. But
you're looking at the annual right now?
Yeah.
There's some thick pages on that annual.
No, not really. But just a thick book in general. Also, for singles, I had to pick this up. I showed you guys earlier, Rocko's Modern Life.
How is that, dude?
The cartoon's great.
I've seen the cartoon.
The comic, not so much.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I mean, it's fun, and the artwork is, it's over the top cartoony and a little bit distracting, honestly, but just the layouts and the way things kind of flow. Just the story just didn't get me. Just, Rocko, loses his job at a call center, so I can relate to working in a call center. But just some of the jokes just don't land. He rents a room out to just a jerk, and that relationship really doesn't kind of pan out or isn't really well done or funny or anything like that. So it's a lesser version of the actual cartoon series itself. But I won't be picking up any more of this.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
So they didn't try to modernize it like you guys were talking about, like the Flintstones or the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. It's just a straight up like another episode of Rocko's Modern Life would have been.
Yeah. It's not modernized. It's not like any kind of social commentary on today or anything like that. The cartoon series is supposed to be more modern, not like socially commentary wise, but more just like they have iPhones and.
Wait, they have a new cartoon series? God, I'm so far behind on these things.
I don't think it's out yet, but there's a bunch of trailers that were coming out.
Really? Well, good. DuckTales, everything else, Everything old is new. I'm sure Jess has been through this plenty of times.
Reboots
I
and
remember the
everything.
first incarnation of Scooby-Doo
That's right, I do.
before he was hanging out with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, what is that crap?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I kind of like it though. It shows we got new people taking an interest in old things, and they may check out the original show or they may check out the original
yeah.
source material.
It's
So I think it's cool.
It says a lot about those kind of characters because Ninja Turtles is the same way, where depending on what version is your version of Ninja Turtles, you can kind of guess what generation and how old you are. So it has this really kind of timeless ability to just kind of reboot itself. You know, it's like Ninja Turtles, Scooby-Doo, things like that. They're like fucking vampires. They just never really get old, and they just are always new over and over again.
I was always a big fan of Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy's good stuff.
Yeah,
Before-
I love Ren and Stimpy.
Before it went on Spike, and they kind of overdid the fact that I always like yeah, we know they're gay, right? But like, who cares? But in the Spike TV, that's what the joke was, is that they were a gay couple living together, and they kind of took it way too far, like where it wasn't just funny.
Yeah, it was. I remember it being kind of like just not uncomfortable, but just really just like
Uncomfortable. Yeah, I wouldn't say uncomfortable. It was just like, what's the point? This is really stupid. They're just making fun of the fact that these two guys are gay.
Well, it's also one of those things where, like, you know, gay's not funny, you know, kind of thing. Is like just it's not
Right,
it's not-
right.
It wasn't that controversial or weird or anything like that. You know,
Right.
they kept trying to push the subject of no, this is shocking because they're gay, and it just wasn't. You know, that's not it. That's not it. But I because of the Hulu series, I decided to start rereading Runaways.
So good.
It's okay. It's not as good as I remember it being, to be honest.
You go to hell. I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute.
Well, maybe in heaven where you're going, it's nothing but stupid books.
That's right,
This
man.
is
I'm Catholic. I just gotta
I'm
go
having
to
a good
confession.
time. I just don't remember it. I remember it more fondly than I do reading it again now.
How far are you?
7 issues.
So I remember when that series came out, it was part of Marvel's Tsunami run.
Right. With Sentinel and all that stuff, and
So very anime-ish, right? So I did not like that. I'm like, this is stupid. I might as well read manga if I'm going to read this stuff.
yeah.
But then I think halfway through like issue 9 or 10, I was like, oh man, I was wrong.
Okay.
This is actually
No,
really good.
I'm liking it. I mean, maybe it's
Right, I do too, and I haven't reread it since I've read it like years ago.
Yeah.
And so I may be in the same boat you are when I reread it. Like, this isn't holding up as well as I thought it would. But
No, my first issue was a single issue. It was issue 7.
the black one,
And I remember
with
liking
the
it.
cool
Going
cover.
back and rereading it and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm actually liking the TV series better. I think the TV series is they're just put together. The stories are
Really?
well thought out more. A lot more about you get more story on the parents.
Yeah, see, that's what I didn't like.
No.
I don't really care about the pride. I care
like
more about the kids.
Yeah. I think like the characters are more kind of fleshed out, and it's not like, oh, we're just now friends. You know, it was like they had a relationship before they became friends and stuff like that in the show.
Yeah,
Um,
I can see that.
know, Like I said, I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm gonna power through it. You know, hopefully it gets better, but I just don't remember it. I remember it a lot better back in the day.
Well, you've read a lot more comics since then, you know, and a lot more.
Right. So maybe my taste is sophisticated more, or something. But it just they have a lot of odd jokes in here, like that are like dated jokes. They're not dated for today. Not dated for today, but dated for when this book came out. Like there's a Menendez brothers joke in here. Which is like, I was like, was that even relevant back in like 2001 or whenever this book came out? Like that was such an odd joke. But it's just stuff like that. You know, it's just.
What was
I
I?
don't know,
What?
it doesn't
Timothy
really-
Ramon asks if you can custom bind with trades, and the answer is yes.
Hell yeah, you can. I custom bind trades with like single issues, parts of trades with single issues.
Yeah.
I really need to do a video on how I do it. 'Cause a few people have asked me. Not that I'm the master at it, but I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and it's been a lot of fun. So what else did you read, Gabe? Or is that it? Runaways?
That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
So we've talked about what we've hauled and what we've read. So can you pull up the previews or?
Yeah, let me
Gabe?
send it up to you guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, Northlanders is great medieval kind of comics.
Ah, man. That's like a girl's version of Berserk.
A girl's version.
I'm just kidding. I've never read Northlanders. But I love me some Berserk.
You love you some
I haven't read either of
Ballbuster,
it.
what you like.
I haven't read much of Brian Wood, but I always hear it's good, and then he gets too political, and that stuff will probably turn me off.
Man, I didn't. Is he the one? He's the one that wrote DMZ, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that book, and people raved on about that one. Like how I bought the first hardcover blind buy and just didn't like it.
You could probably trade that for something decent these days.
Oh, it's long gone. I think I traded it. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to screen share it?
But I did like Brian Wood's what's it called? Star Wars. I thought that was a good one before Marvel took it.
Is anybody seeing Star Wars this weekend?
I'm seeing it Wednesday or Thursday.
Damn.
Oh, that's why I can't do the show. I got to do it Thursday. Shit.
Oh, because you're seeing it Thursday?
Yeah, I had tickets to see it Thursday. Sorry, so I was letting you guys know. Just now, I forgot.
Cool.
It's a good thing I made it tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to make it tonight.
Didn't either, but we got home a little bit earlier and decided I'm like, hey, I see Jess by himself, so I'm gonna join him.
I appreciate the dedication to the show.
Yeah, man. Ran over a couple of cats on my way here.
Oh, well, there's just that.
Black Road. I need to read that. I bought that book. I need to read that. It's by Brian Wood too.
All right, so you want to screen share the this week's releases?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, what's coming out this week? What's coming out? What's the good word?
All right, so let's see. It is the week of December 13th. All right, so Marvel, not too much really. Hey, look, a Fantastic Four Masterworks. That's pretty rare to see anything Fantastic Four coming out. I think the next line here is the only real Marvel book that this is probably the top Marvel book for the week is Thor Volume 2 by Jason Aaron.
I'll probably get that.
And Russell
That's the
Dodman.
Jane Foster Thor?
That's the Jane Foster Thor, yep.
Cool. I'll be getting that.
And trading up when the Omnibus comes out, right, Jess?
I don't know. I'm happy with these hardcovers. I don't necessarily have to omnibuys to be happy.
It just doesn't trade up often anyways.
I like that. I like that mentality.
Yeah. I've got a ton of hardcovers from Marvel. I don't really feel the need. I mean, they're just as nice in my opinion. One thing I did upgrade was Darth Vader because I gave the 2 OHCs to my daughter to read, and I just got the Omni for myself. But otherwise, I usually stick with the hardcovers.
And then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. This is the Brian Michael Bendis second series? Is this the second series?
I'm so confused. I thought that was supposed to wrap up all of Brian Michael Bendis' run. I think that can't be right. 1 through 10? Because they had Volume 3 already had that stuff collected in it, didn't it? Ah, hell, I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Yeah,
series.
I don't.
I'm probably wrong.
Well, this is also in that time frame where they rebooted the series after like twice in the same year or something like that, I think. So
J-Rocks, you can probably almost guarantee that the Jason Aaron Thor Omnibus is coming.
Yeah.
And I'm an idiot, unlike Jess. I will probably trade up just to get that unworthy Thor in oversized format.
I think I'm going to hold out for the Omnibus on that just because the God Bomb stuff from Jason Aaron's out of print or hard to find or out of
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait for the Omnibus, whatever. I thought there would have been one before now. I thought it would be like the God Bomb stuff and an Omnibus and then a second volume. But
maybe they're waiting to see how long he's going to write to map out the books.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else comes out Peter Parker.
Guidebook to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Good, the Bad, and the Guardians, whatever. Amazing Spider-Man Clone Conspiracy trade paperback, Ms. Marvel Volume 8, Mecha Champions Volume 2.
Do you guys read that? I love that series.
No, I have the first. Well, they call it Omnibus, but it's really not. Sure, but it's not that big. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Champions Volume 2. That's the Mark Waid Champions.
I like that series as well.
That's supposed to be really good.
It's a fun read, especially for old readers. I think it's a fun book. I like the young characters, and I like when old characters kind of cameo in it, and they kind of make fun of the whole Marvel universe as is. Like, what's going on? This isn't my Marvel universe. Kind of like jokes we make. It's not my Marvel universe.
Right.
Well, I just like how they're like the rebellious group. Like, they're the ones that were like, okay, you guys had to speak Civil War. We don't care. So we're just starting our own kind of thing.
Right.
Then we have Brian Michael Bendis' not return to Defenders, but return to, some of his major characters like Daredevil and Jessica Jones here in this first volume of Defenders, which I hear is also really, really good.
Okay.
And what else is there? Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1. Nothing to say about that. Rocket Volume 1. Dark Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. Is kind of a heavy Brian Michael Bendis week.
Well, the man's about to leave, right?
Or he's already gone, or something, yeah. Over on the other side of the street at DC, they have the Unwrapped Death of the Family hardcover. If you enjoy
I don't even
black and white art.
What's the point of that stuff, but whatever.
Yeah. I have the Unwrapped Hush, but it's kind of hard to read because just the word bubbles don't work well on that black and white art. It just doesn't work. It's weird. They like highlight the word bubbles to stand out more. It's not working for me. Whatever. But if you're into that, cool. Go for it. Suicide Squad Volume 4. Trinity Volume 1 and Volume 2. Is this the same Trinity?
That's the one that confuses the shit out of us. It's the Rebirth Trinity, which apparently has had enough to have 3 hardcovers of it.
Well, they have 2 trades coming out the same week. All right. Volume 1 and Volume 2 apparently comes out this week.
Okay. Well,
oh no, I'm sorry. One's a trade paperback. One's a hardcover.
Yay, go DC.
That's odd.
I remember during Gail Simone's run of Wonder Woman, I got really excited because they started releasing the trade paperback and the hardcover in the same week. And I was like, oh my god, is this what DC's going to do now? Now I have options? And of course, that never lasted. I think it lasted 3 different trades, and that was it.
DC Universe by this guy, John Byrne. JSA Jeff Johns trade paperback Volume 1. Asheville City Reflections.
Hey,
and Ordinary Heroes hardcover.
Do me a favor. Click on that JSA. I'm curious what they collect. If they collect the... Okay, so they did go back and go through 1 through 15. Okay. I was wondering if they were going to leave out the first few stories by Goyer like they were going to do initially with the Omnibus, which is freaking stupid, but good.
All right, and then for other stuff, Image, independent stuff.
Wait, you skipped over Astro City.
I talked about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so Astro City Reflections and the Ordinary Heroes hardcover.
We're definitely getting Ordinary Heroes.
Yeah, nice. So we have Planet of the Apes archives. Is this the Marvel magazine Planet of the Apes stuff?
It's the black and white one. I don't know who published it, but
yeah, it's the black and white stuff. Yeah, it's the no, I don't know if it's the Marvel stuff or not, but it is the magazine stuff. That's pretty cool.
I've heard really good things about that, but I've nenever read those. I've got some archives, but not Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes is just such a cool, franchise universe. I want to get more into that kind of stuff. I would love to watch the movies and then rewatch the movies in chronological order the second time around.
You got to watch the Marky Mark one first. You mean right? The Tim Burton one.
So Lobster Johnson is up next.
Ooh, good.
Can't wait for those hardcovers.
That'd be nice. What do you guys have any of those Baltimore hardcovers? What do you think of those?
Yeah, I have those. I haven't read them yet, though.
EC Archives Panic Volume 2, Gene Colan's Temple of Doom. I'm sorry, Temple of Doom. Tomb of Dracula.
What?
Artist editions. These are really cool. I love artist editions. I'm gonna pick this one up. I like Gene Colan, but he just doesn't spark that nostalgia or anything for me. But these artist editions are always really badass to get.
He's not Jim Lee or Rob Liefeld.
Pretty much. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Be true to yourself, man. I'd buy Youngblood artist edition.
Dude, I'd be all over that shit. There's a Spawn artist edition out there. I think I'm gonna pick up.
Really? I don't own a single one because that's another part of collecting I don't want to get into. Like as much as I love art, and I know there's some really good ones too, like the Don Rosa or the Stan Sakai ones, and the Walter Simonson Thor. Like because there are some that I would pick up.
I know where you can get a Stan Sakai one for really cheap.
Huh?
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I got a handful of them myself. I just picked the ones that mean something to me. So,
what's that?
And they don't really have many modern ones. Honestly, the only modern ones out there, like that has like Jim Lee art in it, are just like they did one or two artist editions that were covers. So it's like a lot of '90s covers and stuff like that in there, but nothing interior wise. All right, so moving forward, we have what's up? Lady Killer Volume 2.
I'll be getting that.
Black Science Volume 1.
That's Volume 2, and I'll be getting that.
Volume 2.
I will definitely be getting that.
I was thinking to myself, wasn't Volume 1 like the one that has like the really bad binding, unless you find like the special version at like Barnes and Noble or something?
Yeah,
I heard it had the bad binding. I need to read that because I bought the first edition one that apparently has the bad binding, but I don't know. I haven't cracked it open yet.
I heard they're reprinting that, the Volume 1.
Oh, well, good. Good.
Did that pop up on one of those solicitations just recently?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just in the chat will know, and they're probably just typing in all caps right now. Bitch Planet Triple Feature Volume 3.
Can you click on that? I'd like to know what that is.
This is 1 through 5 Bitch Planet Triple Feature. Was there a second title that came out or a second volume?
I mean, yeah, these are the miniseries. I want to pick that up in hardcover if it comes out.
Yeah, I love Bitch Planet.
Archie, a celebration of America's favorite teenagers. ROM Volume 3.
Fuck yeah, ROM.
Secret Weapons Volume 1. You know what? Let me see something real fast, because I thought, let me look somewhere else. It might not be the correct up-to-date stuff, because I could have sworn Descender came out this week.
Oh, yeah, it does. It's supposed to. You're right.
Yeah, here it is. So it is Descender. So I'm gonna stop going to that website. I'm gonna use this one instead because this seems to be the more up to date. But yeah, so Descender is coming out this week. $50. I'm probably gonna pick this up because
shit, it's $50, huh? Oh, I'm sure it'll be 25, but
it'll be 25, and it's still 16 issues.
I like that. I like the fact that it's 16 issues. Good. I'm glad I
a lot of information in there too. You know, I think there'll be some back matter and fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of sorry that I bought the soft covers, but I'm sticking with them.
You can always give them to your daughter.
Descender's so good.
Yeah, I've read a couple of the first issues.
I'll probably grab a copy of it, put it in my cubby, and pick it up eventually. But yeah.
Here, hold on real quick. You're looking through the manga real quick because you don't care.
Right. That's a fact.
I thought I read something.
What about this Clockwork Planet of the Giant Tits or Don't Meddle with My Giant Tits Volume 2?
Of course that shows up when we're talking about manga, right? It's never like actual good literature. It's titty titty bang bang and shit like that.
It's Don't Meddle with My Hentai Tentacle Porn and Clockwork Giant Boobs, and then
Just to give you more fuel for that fire.
And over sexualized homoerotica and a mouse.
There's nothing gay about manga. I'm pretty sure like 50% of the titles are like boy on boy titles that come out every month.
It's all just slash literature.
Monster is the shit. Somebody was talking about that. I love Monster. That is one of the best
Gumby
books
Volume
ever.
1. Maybe there's some Art Adams art in there. And Grumpy Cat.
Doesn't look like there is. That's a Grumpy Cat Garfield crossover.
Yep.
Not just Grumpy Cat.
And it's a hardcover too. They put it out in a hardcover.
Yeah, they're coming out swinging big. I saw the Princess Jellyfish anime. That was good.
Yeah. Does that come with like tissues, or does it come like laminated?
Why are you busting my balls about it, man? It's a good anime. I don't bust your balls for liking Liefeld and.
Oh, you don't bust my balls about liking Wild?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. You.
I love how you guys almost broke out into a your mama war in the chat a couple days ago. Omar was like, "You really want to go down that road? Once the seal's broken, you can't get it back."
And I'm like, "I'm not afraid of you."
It's true.
Gabe was like, "I'm not scared of you." That was great.
Let's see. So it looks like I will be picking up some stuff by end of year. Yeah, definitely that Descender, Black Science, and there was something else that maybe it was a Marvel title.
Thor?
Yeah, Thor. Damn it! I know I'm gonna get the Omnibus. Shit. But I already have the hardcovers. Ah, damn it! Screw it. It's just money.
All right. So also, I don't think this is in the other section. There's Batman Volume 4 Rebirth. The War of Jokes and Riddles. That's coming out.
I haven't read that story yet. I heard it was really good too. And Dark Horse really needs to come out with more of those EC archives. We need to finish out some of like the Haunt of Fear. As much as I want them to start on other stuff like Panic.
Amazing,
yeah, we talked about that.
Coming out through Marvel. Did we? Okay.
Yeah, it's a trade paperback version of that hardcover that was a clusterfuck.
All right, I guess that is that.
Okay, you want to open it up to question and answer? Question and answer. Ask us questions. Between the three of us, we'll have an answer.
What's real quick? Do you guys have an idea for a topic for Thursday?
I'll be watching Star Wars, so.
We talk about how terrible Star Wars is on Thursday. Then
I'll text you guys during the movie and be like, "Oh my god, they just killed!"
Oh, dude! When I went to go see my friend Dahmer, I was the only person in the theater, just me and my wife.
Really?
Only people in there, yeah. And I snuck in a bunch of Oreos. I snuck in Capriotti sandwiches for us.
Capriotti sandwiches.
Oh man, you know about Capriotti sandwiches?
Yeah, they have one downtown DC. Yeah, they're good.
Oh man, yeah, it's amazing. I took Omar there last time.
Have any of you guys read? Yo, dude, that was sorry. That place was amazing. That little Thanksgiving between two pieces of bread.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're famous for that sandwich.
Yeah, the Bobby is beautiful, man.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, have you guys read Hillbilly? I haven't. Have any of you guys read Hillbilly?
Is that the Eric Powell book?
I think so.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Maybe. Oh, here's a good one. If the three of us got into a fight, who would win? Like, you really need to ask that.
We're not fighting.
Did you hear Gabe grunt when he picked up that Fourth World Omnibus? Come on.
Yeah. I think one of my arteries closed up trying to lift that thing.
Let's see. Is there any other questions? That's it so far.
So I was
Jar
thinking
Jar
maybe
Snoke.
either this Thursday or following a Thursday. I think a good topic idea would be investing in Omnibus. Because we get that question sometimes a lot. You know, is it a good idea to buy these things and try and resell them? You know, stuff like that. So I thought that might be a kind of a easy enough.
Ooh,
topic.
man, it's. I'll let you guys talk about it on Thursday if you want. But my 2 cents is no.
Yeah, my 2 cents is absolutely not.
You're talking about $100 book compared to a $3 comic, maybe. I don't know. And you're taking a big gamble.
Yeah, really big gamble.
I mean, especially like, this is what I was going to say for Thursday, but especially seeing Infinite Crisis getting reprinted, where just a couple weeks ago people were dropping $400 on that in the group.
Yeah, or Garth Ennis's Punisher that was out of print for so long, then boom, it got reprinted.
I mean, if you find old stuff that's out of print at a local comic book shop and you get it for, then maybe, because you also have there's a very niche market for this, right? You can go to eBay route. If you say you before Infinite Crisis got reprinted, you found Infinite Crisis for $150 at your local comic book shop. You got to spend $150 plus tax. Put it on eBay. I don't know. Maybe it's sold for $300, $400. There's a 20% PayPal and eBay fee. On top of that, you got to ship this huge book. I mean, if it's worth your time and trouble, then I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know Gabe liked Transmetropolitan.
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I love Transmetropolitan.
Yeah. One of the best Warren Ellis stories ever. That Warren Ellis has a tendency to get bored with his own stories and kind of end them. This is one of the few times that he did not, and man, I love that. And Derek Robertson on artwork, one of my favorite artists.
I own a page of original art out of that.
Oh,
book.
do you?
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. I love it. It's like I think it was either my first or second page of art I ever bought, and I got it for dirt cheap.
Yeah, I need to get Transmet Absolute Volume 1 and 2.
I need to get Volume 3 to come out.
Yeah, that's what everybody's waiting for.
I'm so surprised that everybody's waiting for 3 because I don't hear that much talk on the group about Transmet other than when the fuck is Volume 3 coming out.
Yeah.
It was definitely ahead of its time, too, when it was written.
Oh, dude, like you read it now, and there's stuff on there like about Twitter, and I mean those glasses he has is basically Google Glass.
Yeah, pretty much.
FTP sites, having internet anywhere you go, like that wasn't a thing back in 1998, 99, or whenever that was early coming out. You didn't have internet anywhere you went. Most people were still on dial-up at the time.
Roman, we talked about Velvet a little earlier. We loved it. We love Velvet.
I've never read Velvet, and I haven't read, what was it, Fade Out, the other?
Okay, Omar and I loved it.
Yeah. Fade Out.
I don't love it. I just haven't had the opportunity.
You haven't read it yet.
To develop a opinion.
Gosh, man, and I always end up falling in love with those chicks too, right? Like in Velvet, Sean Phillips women, based on actual actresses and things like that. So Fade Out was your stereotypical like Hollywood noir story.
Oh. Do you know who else used a lot of actresses as their model in books?
Rob Liefeld.
No, Rags Morales on Identity Crisis, believe it or not.
Is that right?
Yeah, he talks about it in the back matter of the Absolute. He just has a laundry list of every actor he used as model for which character.
Really? I know that, like Alex Ross would use his family, like his own dad, as people that he would paint for characters.
Right. But that's different because he can actually do a good job of doing that.
Okay, I see where you went with that. Yeah, I agree. I did not see any of that in Rag Morales' artwork. Let's see. Best crime book is Scalped, in my honest opinion. That's what.
God, that's such a good opinion. Yeah. Fuck.
I have to go with 100 Bullets. if as far as like crime and my favorite.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's different enough, but I don't know. I still consider it a crime novel.
I was gonna say,
I mean, other than
crime?
Sleeper or Criminal, which
right.
to me are probably
Stray Bullets is another great one for sure. If you want crime, like
but Stray Bullets isn't finished yet, though, right?
Right.
It's still going.
So
it could.
Brian Michael
Bendis
there's that Bendis crime omnibus that came out with things like Fire and Jinx and Goldfish.
I've never read those.
No, those are really good. Those are really good. Well, at least I remember. I haven't read them in like 15 years, but.
Well, I was always told that Powers was excellent too, but I never dug.
Powers is great.
Yeah, same. So I kind of figured. Nailbiters is good. Stray Bullets is excellent. Yeah.
What's that one that Greg Rucka does? Stumptown?
He did Stumptown, which was okay. I didn't like it as much as some people did. I think nothing beats Lazarus as far as Rucka's work.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Lazarus is up here.
Stumptown Lazarus is crazy good.
I need to read that. I had the 2 hardcovers I bought off of him at MegaCon, but I haven't had
and you got him to sign them?
Yeah, he signed them and everything too. And he did the intro for my YouTube channel.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Sakura Darling had a really good question. If you had to sell off your collection, which 3 books would you keep?
Shit, that's so sad to think of.
Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 1, 2, and 3.
You got it right there.
Volume 1 and
Final answer.
I need Volume 1.
Gosh,
I don't know. That is a good question.
That's a damn good question, but that's those are my books. I got to take those with me.
Yeah,
especially the ones I got one signed by like Lane Wayne and people that are no longer with us. So I got to take that one with me.
Send them to me and I can get them signed by what's his face, Chris Claremont, if you want.
I forgot. Oh no, he's already signed that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I may get you to get him a couple other books though, man. I'll take you up on that.
Send them over.
Have you? So what? Yeah, well, I'm curious what you two would keep. That's a good question.
As I look at my collection, I definitely want to say Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, that's a great book. I like Astonishing X-Men too.
Just rub it in, Jess. Just rub it in.
Sorry. I'm going to go with also Naughty and Nice by Bruce Timm. I love that book.
Harley Quinn?
No, it's Good Girl Art by Bruce Timm.
Wow, really? So
I can get it and show you.
Yeah, I want to see it. None of you guys are taking Gwenpool and Spider-Gwen with you?
Let's see. I'd take Uncanny X first, Naughty and Nice. Yeah, and maybe Harley Quinn, the Omnibus. Let me get Naughty and Nice and I'll show you.
Yeah. In the meantime, Bulb B, I have kickstarted some books, and some of them have come, and some of them I've been waiting to come since 2014. So there's always that. Come on. All right, Gabe, somebody said you got to take Irredeemable. Right, you got to take Irredeemable because you always talk about that book.
Well, no, see, that's a book that I can easily sell and buy back.
Yeah, Irredeemable.
Come on, man, you got 3 books, Jess. Jess already does. All right, show me this. Oh, it's a slipcase. Oh shit, that's nice.
Yeah, this is really something. This was really hard to find.
Damn, Jess, you like your women classy. That's awesome.
I do.
You like your women classy. Even your naughty women are classy.
And I like Omar with his collection of the softcore porn.
Like Jess is more of a Playboy guy.
I am.
Yeah. Jess is I have, he has like a nice snifter of brandy. Omar has a beer bong.
I'm drinking Natty Light. That's an excellent question. Look, you have stomped Gabe. Gabe is like looking around. That's awesome.
Yeah, some of this stuff I can't show.
Okay, so Uncanny X-Force,
all right,
Metropolitan, and
here's something.
Shit.
Oh, that's nice. That's all Bruce Timm?
Yeah, this is all Bruce Timm.
Is that still in print? Maybe?
No, it's super hard to find. There's paperbacks of it that are super hard to find too.
Paperbacks. Pfft.
I know, but that's what I started out with, and I ended up selling it. I ended up selling the paperback so I could afford to get this. Oh, you know what? This was a gift actually from Mike Noah.
I think I dated that brunette.
Wow, look at that. That's really nice, man.
Yeah, these are really. He does such a good job on this book. This is my favorite book.
All right, so that's your 3. Bathroom reading material. Huh? That's what Jimmy Yeoman's called it.
Uncanny X-Force, Transmetropolitan, and the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus.
All right, there you go. There's our 3 answers.
And let's hope we never have to make that decision.
Fuck.
That chick got a big ass head. That's what Chris. That's what Chris said. All right, let's see. What were the other questions? I know there were some other ones on here. The Kickstarter book, yes, I have. Hey, Jess, have you ever done a Kickstarter? Like a book?
Yeah, I've done lots of Kickstarters. I got what's the most recent one I did? The one with the mice. Oh shoot, what's that called? But I've done lots of Kickstarters.
Mouse Guard?
No, let me go look at it real quick. I know right where it is, I think.
You go look. Blood Raven, Teen Titans by Jeff Johns is one of my favorite Teen Titans run. I love Marv Wolfman's run, but I think Jeff Johns just does such an awesome job with those characters and those kids and the stories and how real they are. And as much as I love them in Young Justice by Peter David or, Dan Jurgens' Titans run, I love Jeff Johns' Teen Titans.
Jeff Johns' Teen Titans, I think, is the first Teen Titans I read and really made me fall in love with those characters. Or re-fall in love with, like, at least Tim Drake. I mean,
yeah,
I've always known Tim Drake. He's my Robin, but I really fell in love with him all over again in that. And especially how he did like a secret base in the budget for Batarangs, stuff like that.
It was called Scurry, and there's a new book coming out that I signed up for too on Kickstarter.
The only ones I've done are the Osamu Tezuka books, the manga that he did. And I did a couple of other ones, like some Spanish ones that I really liked the art. I can't remember what the hell it was. I ended up giving it up to my brother because it was about these little dwarves. It was all in Spanish. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I've done successful ones, and I've done some that the guy just kind of stopped communicating with us. So that sucks.
Make Havoc. Yes, I'm totally going to get that Wildcats Absolute. And it comes out March 7th. And I'm going to buy one and send it to Omar, too.
Yes! I don't have to spend any money. Okay, so Jimmy Owen says, what's your top 5 non-superhero series?
Holy fuck,
That's
5?
a hard question. That is a hard question.
Maybe 2, dude. I'm not going to think of 5. Look how long it took me to think of 3.
That's easy, dude. Non-superhero? Come on. You got Mouse.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
No.
Why the Last Man? For me, this is me. Why the Last Man?
Good.
Mouse. Pride of Baghdad. So there's 2 Brian K. Vaughan series. Damn it! I'm in my manga section. I'm not in my books.
Does Swamp Thing count as a superhero?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was he was Vertigo before he was pre DC though. Like,
motherfucker was in Brightest Day. He's a superhero.
Yeah. Okay.
You sound like DC editors nowadays. Definitely Monster, which is that manga that we talked about, and one more. See, this is easy, Gabe. Top 5, man. You got this. Oh, man. Damn. Okay, my 5th one's going to be hard because there's so many that I like.
Not so easy anymore, huh, Omar?
I guess I'm going to go with Day Tripper.
Oh.
Day Tripper.
Oh, Day Tripper. That is solid.
So those 5 right there. Mouse, Day Tripper, Brian K. Vaughan's Pride of Baghdad, and Why the Last Man, and Monster.
I'm going to say Sandman.
See, that was so hard.
Sandman, Mouse. Sandman, Mouse, Day Tripper. Is Usagi a superhero?
No, definitely good choice. Good choice.
Usagi and Fables.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Fables instead of Y, but I think
Y is a good choice too.
It was tough. All right, Gabe, what's yours, man?
All right, no particular order. I'm going to go with Transmetropolitan.
Okay, good choice.
Scalped. The Crust. No, I'm kidding.
I know you're not.
Battle Chasers. How many is that? Shit.
That's 3.
Oh fuck! I gotta come up with 2 more.
Yeah, I know math is hard.
Yeah.
That's 3. Come on, Gabe, you got this, buddy. Come on, look at those McFarlane shelves. You know you want to put Spawn on there.
I don't have any Spawn.
I do.
Shit.
What about Preacher? Did you like Preacher? Would you put that on there? He put Scalped.
Oh, he did put Scalped.
Blankets.
Oh,
good
good
story.
Good choice. Good choice. It's a great book.
Yeah, I fucking love that book.
I read that in one sitting and gave it to my wife to read because I fell in love with that story so hard. Like, I loved it. And she's the one that bought it for me for my birthday, too.
Does Planetary count as superheroes?
Sort of, because it's kind of has some of those Wildstorm stuff.
Sure, okay.
Damn, see, then there's the Donald Duck stuff by Don Rosa. Oh, man, that was hard. Top 5. Oof.
Yeah, top 5 is hard.
I'd have to redo it again if I went, but those were just right off the bat. Come on, Gabe, you're sitting in front of 1,000 books, man. Come on, pick one.
Fuck. Okay, Donald, Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
Darkwing Duck.
What?
Yeah.
By Joe Books?
Yeah, the Joe Book
Really?
stuff.
Or I did. Okay, well, shit. I take back everything bad I said about you in this episode.
No, you don't.
What about every other episode, dickhead?
I don't. No, not taking back. I am not.
I don't know. Maybe
responsible.
100 bullets. 100 bullets too. Fuck.
That's a good choice. Go with 100 bullets. Yeah. Go trying to sneak another one in there, man. There's your top 5. All right, top 5.
Go the Barbarian.
Nope, you're done. It's over, dude.
Is that trying to pick your 5 favorite kids?
Jess, are you picking up the Jack of Fables deluxes too? Actually, I am not. I did not enjoy Jack of Fables. I wanted to enjoy it.
I like the first 2 or 3 trades. I thought he was a hilarious character.
He was, yeah, but I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. Maybe I need to reread it.
God, I hope they do an omnibus of those books, but it's probably
Which books?
Fables. But that's just probably wishful thinking in my part. I don't know. Maybe.
That's not on the bus, but I think it would look awesome.
Peter Pan by Losail is a wonderful book. I love that guy's artwork. It's also the reason why I got the Time Bird by Titans books. Did you guys ever read those? The Peter Pan stuff. The guy that did the Mulan storyboards.
Nope.
No.
It's a foreign book. Here, let me show you. I'll be right back. I know you've probably seen it in the group.
It sounds familiar.
Crazy.
Frank chose Skyborn. Don't know anything about it.
How's your day been, Jess?
Good. I made 2 videos and did a bunch of Christmas card stuff for my wife, so it's been a good day. My wife's been sick all week. I mean, for 10 days almost. So I'm ready for her to get better and get out of the house.
So this book's right here, Peter Pan. This awesome artwork. Like, these were translated into English. I ended up getting this is the European version. It's kind of an adult tale of Peter Pan and the pirates. It's actually kind of dark too, what happens to some of the characters. But
it's not beautiful.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially if you like really, really good artwork. They did an American version of this. So I know that somebody released the American version of this book. It's been translated into English, and his artwork. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Regis Loisel. Loisel.
That hook looks crazy.
But his artwork is phenomenal. I really, really love it. Like there's some violent stuff in here, and some really, really good. I like his frames. Like I said, he's a storyboard artist, so he knows what he's doing with this stuff. And he did another book. This one was released by Titan Comics. This is that book I was talking about, The Quest for the Time Bird. So very similar artwork. This was really good. And it just reminded me how much I really like this guy's independent, like as far as independent books.
I like how you have a bunch of kind of out of normal books, Omar. That's cool.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I keep these down here in the basement, like my not American superhero stuff or my Omnibus.
Those looked really good.
Yeah, hi, dude. I know you like art, like good artwork, so you should definitely pick those up. Those are beautiful.
And where did you get them?
I got them from Amazon. Yeah, the Peter Pan. Actually, my wife bought me from Amazon UK. But like I said, it's been translated into English by, I can't remember what company brought it over, but it's available on Amazon. And I know this one's widely available. This is definitely at Amazon or In Stock Trades.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think they're out of print, but they're beautiful books.
Okay. Bulb asks the awful question, have any of you had the pleasure of packing up all your books in preparation that your house might get flooded? Well, my house did get flooded. I didn't have the option to pack up. I wish I did. I lost hundreds of books that way. It was awful. It was one of the low points of my life this past summer. So
but
no, I wish I
came together, man, to find you stuff.
Yep.
Like I thought that was really cool.
The group was awesome. I replaced almost everything I lost, and it was really great. Yeah, no, the group definitely came through for me. I was really appreciative of that.
Yeah. Awesome people in that group, man.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions? Did we answer everything? Is that it?
Yeah, it's almost 11:15, so we've been on for it's a couple hours for me.
Yeah, you started this.
There's one on your favorite female-led comic books.
Birds of Prey, Catwoman, Ranma. Well, that's not really female-led, but Battle Angel Alita.
Kabuki.
It's a good one. Let's see.
Harley Quinn.
Paper Girls.
Revolutionary Girl Utna. Paper
Harley
Girls.
and Ivy.
Paper Girls is a damn good choice. Miss Marvel.
Girls.
Lumberjanes. Gotham Academy.
I'm not in front of my books, but I'm just recalling right off the top of my head.
Supergirl, any version of Supergirl, anything Catwoman, especially Brubaker, Darwin Cook Catwoman.
Yep, Catwoman, and like I said, Birds of Prey by Chuck Dixon.
Oh, we already talked about you guys talked about Lazarus, right?
No,
yep,
Lazarus, Velvet
for sure. Trying to think of some of the female-led books I've read up at the top.
Batwoman, Elegy.
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Or Batwoman, I'm sorry.
Batwoman's good. Wonder Woman's good. And all kinds of
Batwoman
Wonder
by
Woman.
Different
Wonder Woman.
Different runs of Wonder Woman, yeah. Greg Ruckus. It's my favorite run of Wonder Woman that he did.
Joyride, yeah. Good call, Brandon Robinson. Joyride was awesome.
Let's see.
Oh, I forgot Six Gun. That's another great non-superhero book.
It's too late, man. You already gave your top 5.
Harley Quinn and Gotham City Sirens Omnibus is going to be great. The first 2 arcs are awesome. The 3rd arc is pretty good, but that's an omnibus I'm excited about.
Man, favorite female lead. This one's got me stumped because I'm not in front of my books, and I know I've read quite a few. Because there's really a lot of good male writers, on because that's who mainly dominated the whole genre back in the 80s, who were really good at writing female characters, like Chris Claremont.
Ms. Marvel's good. Jane
Buffy.
Foster Thor.
Buffy's good. I really like the Buffy comics. What was the series? Read or Die. That was another manga. Gunsmith Cats. I mean, for my manga shelves, I can give those easier.
Morning Glories. I like the first couple arcs of Morning Glories. I think are fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pissed that they're not finishing those out in hardcover.
I Killed Giants.
I'm waiting for that hardcover reprint. Hopefully, with
Gwenpool, Silk, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
I liked A-Force. I liked A-Force a lot. The Tithe.
Alias. I think that's it that I can think of right now that I can see. Some people like Hack Slash.
Black Widow, that's a good one.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that the Gotham City Sirens Omnibus. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that is.
I have some of those trades, so I'll be upgrading to the Omni for sure.
I have the first premiere hardcover. I had that for years.
Oh, okay.
Harrow County. I haven't read that yet. I've got all 6 trades, and I haven't read it yet.
But Kingdom Come from you guys' discussion last week. First JL book I ever read. Excellent story. Oh yeah, Wade kills it in that book. I love, and I love Alex Ross. Like Alex Ross is amazing. Like farm strong Superman. I love the way he draws him.
Yeah. My daughter reads all those Song of Ice and Fire books. My daughter plows through those.
I read all of them. Book 3 is one of my favorite books I've ever read in my life. I love book 3. Book 4 and 5, not so much. But definitely, books 1 through 3 were amazing. Books 4 and 5 is where he separated the characters, kind of like what Tolkien did with the Two Towers, where he separated Sam and Frodo's story and everybody else. Yeah, he did that with 2 different books.
I can't remember the last. I haven't read a novel in a long time. I think the last one I read was 10 Cent Plague or Comic Wars. I don't read a lot of novels right now.
Oh, 10 Cent Plague is great.
Yeah, 10 Cent Plague is a beautiful book.
I really like that. You guys have read Ready Player One, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that book. And the movie actually looks pretty good. Like, they can't show everything, right? But because of copyright material, but it looks pretty good.
I read it a couple of years ago. I'm going to need to reread it.
Yeah. Oh, Gabe, you would like it, dude. It's nothing but nostalgia for like 80s and 90s stuff. Especially if you don't know, what it's about. Just read it, dude. I couldn't put that book down. I loved it.
No, I read the concept of what the book's about. I just haven't read it.
Yeah, you would like it, dude.
I just know it's kind of like it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory mixed into like an MMO universe.
Okay, sure.
The kid's got to find it. But the whole idea is to find
the Easter egg that he hides. Yeah, what's cool?
The whole thing's about finding keys, right? That unlock like the you unlock the universe and you can own that universe or something, right? So
yeah, so the premise is like the guy who's dying that created this universe, and people are trying to find the Easter egg to get it. But what's cool is a few years ago,
yeah, so
they actually gave away the DeLorean from that book, and the guy that won the DeLorean lived like in the town over next to us, and I'm talking about a little bitty town, like no more than like a couple thousand people. He won that contest. And my wife would drive by it every day on her way to school because she's a teacher, and she would see it just parked, and she was like, "That's got to be the DeLorean from Ready Player One."
Cool.
And there was a huge article, and they ended up actually selling it. But I was like, oh man, how could you sell it? That's such a cool car.
Well, that's the same where the next town over here in Vegas is called Henderson.
Mhm.
And about 15 years ago, The Simpsons did a contest where they built an exact replica of the Simpsons house.
Oh,
Like
cool.
a livable like dwelling home in a neighborhood. All the rest of the homes are just your basic cookie cutter model homes, except for this one house, which is the exact Simpsons house. And the people who won it didn't take the house; they took like a $50,000 like cash prize instead.
Wow, $50,000.
Yeah. Well, this is like back in like 99, 2000, something like that. So that's
Oh, okay. But that's still not that much money in 99 or
yeah.
2000.
But still, I mean, I guess whoever won it just didn't want to move to fucking the middle of nowhere, live in his house. But yeah.
Yeah, Bull B said it, man. There are too many shows, movies, games, books I want to get into, but not enough time.
True.
So it's going to end like the Twilight Zone episode.
Oh, time enough.
Time enough, man. You're going to break your glasses. You're going to be like, oh, it's not fair.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I just, I got 2 young kids, so it's that eats up a lot of time. Like they're not self-sufficient yet, so.
Yeah.
Neither's mine, and she's almost 27. God damn it.
Well, at least she can feed and feed herself, and she doesn't shit in diapers anymore.
Well, that's true.
It's a different kind of taken care of.
Yeah.
Right.
She ain't off the payroll yet.
All right. I'm good if
All
you
right.
guys are good. Are we done with questions? Or?
I think so.
Think
This
so,
was
guys.
good. Gabe, where can they find you?
All right, everybody, you can find me here on YouTube as well as Gabe Infinity Watch. Instagram is Gabe Infinity Watch, and on the Omnibus Collectors comic swap and trade, whatever group as well.
And Omar, do you have your card with you?
Got my giant printout. Yes.
Nice.
You could find me on my YouTube channel called Near Mint Condition. We have an episode that comes out every Thursday, and that's usually where I post my hauls and things like that. You can also find me with these fine folks on the Facebook page that Jess will mention.
Yes, my name is Jess. I have the honor of being on the Omnibus Collectors comic swap and community page on Facebook. You can also find me on YouTube at OmniDog's Vault. And this week I may just set up my Instagram account by myself. I can't wait for my daughter any longer. It can't be that hard. You just take pictures and post them.
Gotta be easier than programming that VCR.
Yeah, so I may just set up OmniDog's Vault on Instagram and just go ahead and do it. Jimmy Owens, thank you for loving the episodes today. Okay, well, that wraps up our Monday night show. Thank you for tuning in. Please like us. Hit us a like. Please subscribe if you can, if you haven't already. And that's it until Thursday, unless I'm forgetting anything, Gabe Areno.
No, that's it. You can follow us on, not follow us, but you can subscribe to this on iTunes as well. You can leave us a review on iTunes, I guess. And one thing I don't think I've ever really promoted on here, if you have any questions or topic ideas or anything else like that, because a lot of our Q&A comes from the chat. But if you're somebody who watches this later or listens to this later, and you want us to answer a question for you, you can email it at omnibroslive@gmail.com. So you can send us questions and other discussion topics there as well.
Good point.
It's a good idea.
All righty. This was a blast, and we will see you Thursday. Except for
Later,
Omar, who's going to Star Wars. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Night, guys.
Deuces.